Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, May 30, 2025. Making the headlines tonight, KHMH-AWU showed their might and power in protest. PSU membership rejects a GOB salary increase counter proposal. BNTU president tells PM they have been holding teachers hostage. During Senate budget debate, business senator questions Home Affairs Ministry figures. And Dean Flowers rejects PM's public service and new hires figure. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Purchase at Design Depot gives you a chance to win one of two $2,500 shopping sprees. Design Depot, all in one place. Mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway.
When you buy your prescription, what are the best place we go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and pan Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
The National Agriculture and Trade Show takes place Friday, May 30, Saturday, May 31, and Sunday, June 1st at the showgrounds in Belmopan. With this year's theme, Integrating Sustainable Food Systems, Mitigating Climate Change, Strengthening Agricultural Resilience. Join Creme Radio and XTV Sunday, June 1st for live coverage of this year's trade show as we feature all that there is to offer. The sights, the sounds, the people, the goods and services. Get it live on Creme Radio 96.5, 101.1 and 91.1 and on the Creme Radio Belize BHNI app. On XTV, the XTV Belize YouTube and Facebook pages, and the XTV Belize BHNI app. This weekend, it's all happening at this year's National Agriculture and Trade Show 2025. Get it live on Creme Radio and XTV.
If you're hungry and cry, hold your hand and leave your can.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
purchase at Design Depot gives you a chance to win one of two $2,500 shopping sprees. Design Depot, all in one place. Mile 3 on the Philip Colson Highway.
Where you your prescription? What are the best place we go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Over 50 members of the Carl Huschner Memorial Hospital Association Workers Union showed up this afternoon at the facility's parking in their union shirts. With banners and posters, they loudly shouted that they want their pensions. The group left the KHMH compound, protested down Princess Margaret Drive, over Belkin Bridge, onto Central American Boulevard, around the Mahogany Street roundabout, and returned to their working place. They protested during their lunch hour. Union President Andrew Beard said that some 300 workers are without pension.
Around 300 people who have worked pensionable service from 2000 up to 2017 before the Provident Fund, which is our the Provident Fund, which is the retirement benefit for new staff that have started since 2018. But the years of service from 2000 to 2017 is what we are asking for our pensionable service. There are people who have 20 years or so about to retire, and they will go home with nothing. So for that, we are asking the government to come back to the table and continue the dialogue so that our employees of the KHMH can go home with a peace of mind and that their well-being is well taken care of. If there is no pension, then all they take home is severance, which is pittance of what they actually value. And so we believe that we deserve, we are the frontline workers for this nation when it comes to medical service. We are the National Referral Center for the country of Belize.
What has happened at the negotiation table during discussions, if any at all, to kind of make headway where this issue is concerned?
So far, the last meeting we had was February 17, and at that meeting, a template should have been drafted, of which was done by the CEO of Carl Huschner, presented to the FinSec, but thereafter nothing was done. The template was supposed to use to determine the value of each individual worker and whether or not some of the workers qualify for the pension, whether be it a compensation.
Earlier this week, the Labor Commissioner had told the union that the protests would be considered illegal. Beard disagreed and explained why.
Well, while I have maximum respect for the Labor Commissioner, I believe that she misinterprets the law. It is clear in Section 11 of the Settlement of Dispute Act. First of all, Section 11(1) said that if you have a dispute, you may report it to the Minister of Labor.
Not shall.
It didn't say shall, it said may. And as far as the other section that talks about strike, the meaning of strike as it's interpreted in the act stated cessation of work. And the last time I checked, cessation of work means to stop work. To stop work. I don't see how a demonstration means to stop work. I don't see if we say we go slow means that you stop work completely. So I beg to differ with the LC, and of course we are guided by our legal team as well.
The LC says that stoppage could be at any degree based on her interpretation and would be a violation. Is it to say then that there's nobody out here that's supposed to be on duty right now and they're out here protesting?
The services of Carl Huschner is not interrupted while we demonstrate and protest for what we really deserve. We have already received a letter today from the Minister of Health stating that they are willing to continue dialogue on the 5th of next month. So next week we go to the table.
Baird expressed gratitude for the support of other unions and also thanked their union members for showing their might and power. He affirmed that he will return to the membership before making a decision following Thursday's negotiation.
I want to thank the Teachers Union, the Public Service Union, and all other unions that have joined us here today. This is a show of solidarity. But even more so, I want to thank you, the members of the Coalition Memorial Hospital Workers Union, for showing your might, your power. The numbers make a difference. On Thursday, we are going to the table. The entire executive will be going to meet with the committee of the government, and our message is clear. Our message is clear. We want our pension. That is our message. Until the government comes and set another proposal, on the table is our pension. We go in Thursday, we will not agree to anything, but rather come back to the members to let you guys know what is on the table.
BNTU President Nadia Khaliz offered her support, stating that when statutory bodies are formed, workers have the right to be informed of any potential changes and get their feedback.
Too many government agencies are becoming statutory bodies and workers are losing their rights. Yeah. And they need to bring to the attention of workers, when we become a statutory body, these are some of the things that you are going to lose. So you remain if you want to, or we pay you off. But you don't find that. You find people just stepping into a new regime, and then later on you find out that you no longer have a pension, you no longer have this, and you no longer have that. Governments need to discontinue this. And when I say governments, red and blue do the same thing to us as workers, and it needs to stop.
The membership of the Public Service Union, PSU, has voted overwhelmingly to reject the government's counter-proposal for a salary increase of 8.5%. The PSU voted on Wednesday with a participation of around half of the membership. PSU President Dean Flowers shared the results with us this afternoon.
The government came back and made a proposal of 3%. The membership were asked to vote on that. I can report that 92% of our membership rejected that, and they indicated that they're holding their position on the 8.5% salary adjustment that was requested as a result of the contractual obligation and agreement that government has with its employee to pay them an annual increment for those who are successful. The other matter that was voted on was the matter of the restoration of increments. As I stated, there are 3 outstanding increments that government has for public officers, and government came with a proposal to restore 2 public officers. About 74% of our membership rejected that and said that restoration should include all 3 increments, and so they asked that we report that back to the government. We are already engaged in actions to demonstrate our discontent with the manner in which the current round of discussions are proceeding. We have not elevated that to disrupting work. We are not there yet. We have a plan of action that involves the disruption of work based on the response that we get from government to a correspondence that I expect they should receive today, outlining the results of those votes. I can only speak for us. Based on their response to that correspondence, then the PSU will then move to its next phase, and its next phase is disruption of services and notice that a trade dispute exists, and thereafter, of course, that can then be elevated to strike action.
The president of the Belize National Teachers Union, BNTU, Nadia Kaliz, joined the KHMHAU during their protest to show solidarity. She took the opportunity to address Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño, who stated earlier this week that the teachers are holding the students hostage. Kaliz told the PM that it is the government administrations of both parties who have been holding teachers hostage and sending them into poverty. Kaliz also scolded the current PUP administration, saying they are not living up to the legacy of the Right Honorable George Cato Price.
PUP government, I will put that part out there for a reason, because you applaud yourself about being a PUP. I'm a history student. I studied George Cato Price and the work that he did and how the PUP came into existence. But right now, you all are not living up to his legacy. It's about time you take a page out of his book and treat workers with the respect that they deserve. The respect that they deserve. But saying, oh, no, hold up in a hostage and strike it for no one. Is that a person who really loves the children of this country? We take offense to that. But we will do what we need to do. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones suffering. We are the ones suffering. The workers of this country are the persons who are suffering. Well, they have already expressed through so many different means that they don't care what we have planned, that they're going to do what they need to do. But they do care because they've infiltrated my council, they've infiltrated my branch executives, and I know a lot of things going on right now. But I'm the kind of president I won't hide. When it's time for me to say and do what I need to say and do for my membership, it will happen. So they don't have to be paying nobody no secret money or nothing to give them nothing. And when we are going to make that move, we're going to tell you and everybody the move is going to happen. But you know what brought me out here today? When I saw the press conference, it was sent to me because I was in a hearing this morning about we can go to jail with essential service and all that. They know now the consequences of the action, but they don't know that they need to do something so we don't get there. Why do we always have to come to blows or war before you can sit down and give us what we want?
Kaliz said they will now go back to the negotiating table. She also added that it does not matter if schools are to close soon.
We have to go back to the negotiation table because we have to counter the 3%. But we couldn't do that on our own. Our membership had to give us the mandate, which we now have. Both BNTU and PSU and the APCSM now have a mandate. And we're going to communicate that to government today. Today they're going to get that response.
Okay, so no date set yet for that?
No, but we're hoping that we can meet on Monday.
On Monday?
We're hoping for a meeting on Monday.
On your notice?
We are not, see, everybody think this movement is about, the school is about to close, the school is about to close, the school is about to close. Let me tell you, this movement is about survival. It's about survival. And if it's about survival, every single day, every single second, every single moment is important and matters. So even if the schools are closed, we are not going to give up on what we are standing up for. And that is what they need to understand. That is clear. I want them to get that clear.
The Senate today debated the budget for fiscal year 2025 to 2026. Prior to the budget debate, the senators discussed at length a $13 million loan motion from the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. The monies will be used for the George Price Highway project from Belmopan to La Democracia. Lead opposition Senator Patrick Faber appealed to the government to suspend borrowing for some time, accusing the Briceño administration of borrowing over $500 million in its almost 5 years in office.
So all in all, you could have gotten up to $800 million in debt relief. From what I've seen, you got at least 500, minimum 500, could be as high as $600 million when you claim you solved the super bond issue with the blue bond. $500 million. Minimum, that's the figure that I will use. And then the Venezuelan debt could have been anywhere between $250 million to $330 million by the estimates that I have seen. Can we not come to the National Assembly anytime we come and have a loan on the table? This government, Madam Speaker, has borrowed almost $500 million in as many years. Five years, $500 million. These people aren't playing, Madam Speaker. They're saddling this country with debt. Only they borrow, 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 borrow. So you're not being creative.
During his contribution to the budget debate, Faber rebutted the claims in the lower house that the UDP squandered $500 million of Petrocarib funds with nothing to show for it. He pointed out that the upgraded Civic Center was funded from Petrocarib monies and likewise sporting facilities in the districts as well as the upgrade of Chetamall Street and several other projects. For his part, Business Senator Kevin Herrera noted that there were some remarkable achievements of the administration in the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year, including fiscal discipline during an election year and keeping inflation at around 3%, quote, given the dynamics of what was happening in the global economy, end quote. However, he then stated that there is much more to be done and chastised the Prime Minister once more for a lack of financial reports that the Office of the Auditor General could then audit. He also noted that the government is greatly faltering when it comes to the collection of taxes. In the case of land tax, he shared that whereas we can collect $60 million annually, we're only collecting just over $6 million. Turning to the actual budget figures, Herrera said the numbers for the Ministry of Home Affairs and National Defense are not adding up.
Under the Ministry of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries, there was a budgeted of $111 million and then there was a spend of $127 million. Now, the number of employees, Madam President, so we have a $15 million overspend in terms of over what was budgeted. But then if you look at the number of employees in that ministry, Madam President, it's 1,900 persons. And then in the budgeted this year, there's 2,416. But if you had a budget overrun of $15 million, how can you then go back and budget out just $115 million in this ministry? To me, it doesn't make much. It doesn't. It's really not. It's becoming it's a little difficult for me to reconcile in my mind because you're looking at almost 400 extra employees in this ministry. So under the recurrent, there's $119 million spent, and then now we're budgeting 109, but you're adding on over 400 persons in that ministry, and so it doesn't make a whole lot. It's just not making much sense to me. And the capital too is relatively straightforward, but under recurrent, it doesn't seem realistic. And similarly, Madam President, for the Ministry of National Defense, there was an overrun of $17 million. There was $74 million budgeted and there was $93 million spent. The employees seem to be stable at 1,838. But then if you spend $93 million, how will you then now spend in the new budget $81 million for the same number of persons? So perhaps, Madam President, we could look at brushing up on some of those areas. I mean, perhaps there's a logical explanation for it, but from when I was looking at the numbers and crunching the numbers, it just wasn't adding up to me.
We'll have more from the budget debate in Parliament in subsequent newscasts. After the break, PSU president says a GOB should give salary increase only to union members. Stay with us.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer Grey air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Babe, I'm going out to pay the water bill.
You don't need to go out. You could pay it from your phone. Look.
Babe, the credit card bill. I'll go pay it.
You can also pay it with your phone.
Babe,
Yes, love?
I need to go deposit the baby service pay.
You really want to go out, don't you? It's okay. I will make the transfer and you go play ball.
With Atlantic Bank Mobile, your personal banking experience is easier and more convenient. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Smart is bringing the heat to the National Agriculture and Trade Show 2025 on Saturday, May 31st and Sunday, June 1st. Visit our booth for hot deals. Get phones for as low as $25, double and triple your credit. Get a free SIM, phone credit, and social media data, and 100% off your postpaid plan. Plus, enjoy even more amazing deals. Conditions apply. Don't miss out on exciting giveaways. You can win a 42-inch TV, a phone, or up to $1,000 in cash. Join us as we cultivate connectivity at AgRic 2025. Smart, bringing people together.
Moms continue to create, build, and inspire. So this Mother's May, let's celebrate them by getting everything a mother may need from Brothers Habit. And we're offering incredible deals like 15 to 30% off all things mowing, 15% off crystal cleaner, 25 to 50% off selected paints, 15% off sunlight windows and doors, 20% off mirrors and Eureka vats, and 25% off all Pistaforte towels. Give mom the gift she truly wants and deserves from Brothers Habit. Come in or reach out today via phone or online. Happy Mother's Day to all super moms.
The risk of violence, the fear of violence, the reality of violence towards LGBT persons in Kenya is across the board, across the entire country.
We've had members who had been victims of hate crimes. Well, we would term it as hate crimes because they were attacked because of their gender identity.
There was violence happening to me, pulling my hair down on the floor, and started to beat me. It's okay for them to hurt me or beat me up because the way I am. I didn't report anything to the police, but I keep it inside.
I never told my family about the levels of violence that I experienced. Years and years, I was being mocked, insulted, threatened with harm for being myself.
The National Agriculture and Trade Show takes place Friday, May 30, Saturday, May 31, and Sunday, June 1st at the showgrounds in Belmopan. With this year's theme, Integrating Sustainable Food Systems, Mitigating Climate Change, Strengthening Agricultural Resilience. Join Creme Radio and XTV Sunday, June 1st for live coverage of this year's trade show as we feature all that there is to offer. The sights, the sounds, the people, the goods and services. Get it live on Creme Radio 96.5, 101.1 and 91.1 and on the Creme Radio Belize BHNI app. On XTV, the XTV Belize YouTube and Facebook pages, and the XTV Belize BHNI app. This weekend, it's all happening at this year's National Agriculture and Trade Show 2025. Get it live on Creme Radio and XTV.
If you're hungry and crying, hold your hand and read your can.
Prepare for the heat and stay cool with a Reamer-Gree air conditioning unit from Benny's. Choose the right BTU unit size for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save money with an inverter unit that is energy efficient. When the heat is on, stay cool and comfortable with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream or Gree. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
During the wrap-up of the budget debate for fiscal year 2025 to 2026, Prime Minister John Briceño confidently stated that the People's United Party has only hired less than 350 people in almost 5 years. It has been in power. Today, Public Service Union President Dean Flowers reviewed the latest figures from a 202 staff list provided as part of their ongoing negotiations and dispelled the PM's figures, saying the new hires are actually over 3,000.
I don't know from where the Prime Minister gets his numbers. And if it is the Financial Secretary that is giving him those numbers, then I keep saying to this country, we need a new Financial Secretary. But I won't throw the Financial Secretary under the bus on this one because I don't know if it's him that gave the Prime Minister those numbers. But I will say to you, whosoever gave the Prime Minister those numbers is smoking some good marijuana. And then last, because I can show you as we speak a staff list that is well over 16,000 listed public officers. So for the Prime Minister to get up in the House and to throw wrong numbers that he has not verified is utter nonsense. And I can say to him, when you look at that staff list, and I challenge him to ask for the staff list, ask Honorable Usher for the staff list, or ask the undisposable or the irreplaceable Financial Secretary for the staff list. And go right in at the column. There's a column that says hire date. And he doesn't have to go through the staff list. He simply needs to sort by hire date. And he will see exactly how many people was added to that staff list since December of 2020 to present. And if the Prime Minister can come back to me and tell me it is not, it is only 300, and somebody forget one, somebody miss 10, because I could tell you it's over 3,000. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
The Public Service Union president is making a bold proposal that will likely not sit well with non-union members. Today, in an extended interview with Creme News XTV, Dean Flowers said that if the government cannot afford a salary increase for the entire public service, then they should consider giving it only to union members. Here is his explanation.
If it is that the government will say that they cannot afford an increase for every single public officer, then it may very well mean then that the government may need to consider the membership who are represented by these unions. Look, the CEO, when they negotiate, they don't negotiate for everybody. They negotiate for themselves. When the Prime Minister negotiates, he negotiated for himself. He gave himself an extra $4,000 a month in allowances. He didn't give that to his ministers. Similar with the CEOs, similar with the judicial officers. So we're saying we have a membership that we bargain for. We have a membership that we negotiate for. That membership is nowhere close to 16 or 17,000. That membership, that collective membership, may hover well around 5,000 to 6,000. Those are the people who have exercised their constitutional right under, I believe, Section 13 of the Constitution. Those 5,000 or 6,000 persons have exercised their right under the Trade Union and Employers Registration and Recognition Act. Those employees have exercised their right under the Labor Act to be represented and to enter negotiations with their employer. The government obligation is to them. If the government wants to continue playing Santa Claus and give all Tom, Dick and Harry, who is not asking them for nothing, that's on them. But you cannot come to me, the legal bargaining agent for a group of officers, and say to me, I can't give Uno because I want to give everybody.
Today in Belmopan, Ministry of Transport officials met with stakeholders in the transportation sector to further discuss the ministry's proposal of a public-private national bus company. Previously, certain bus operators had voiced their skepticism. Following today's discussions, Minister Dr. Louis Zabane told the media that bus operators were concerned about still being able to make a living. He said they had agreed on 3 auditing firms to appraise the 31 bus operators and feels that once more details can be shared, more would be open to the proposal.
At the heart of it, they want to have some assurances that if they agree to the proposal, that they will continue to have an income as what they're making now, or something better than that. I think that's across the board one of their main concerns. And of course, at this point, we're still at the conceptual stage, so we couldn't give them details. But what we agreed to today was to select 3 auditing firms that will go across the country to the 31 operators and determine their value, their cost structure. And so with that now, we'll be closer to having more details on how we'd be able to transition. It's a matter of trust, of bridging that gap. But we must remember that the other stakeholder, in fact the most important stakeholder, is the commuter. And it's been for too long now that our commuters have been suffering, and that in fact the bus sector has not been improving but deteriorating. So it is incumbent on all of us, including the operators, to make the best effort to collaborate. I think that we on the government side have done the best that we can to assure them that what we do will not in any way make it worse for them. On the contrary, especially the smaller operators will be shareholders of one national company, and that will definitely improve their profitability, because one consolidated company clearly will have significant economic benefits. I think that as we go about getting the details, that more and more of these operators will come on board.
During the budget debate, the opposition questioned expenditure under a $54 million bond floated by the Belize Tourism Board, a statutory body. Back in 2023, when it was being executed, Tourism Minister Anthony Mahler shared that the bond would be used on marketing to attract a European carrier to Belize, as well as a Mexican carrier. Another portion was intended for a training academy with Florida International University. However, the bulk was meant for infrastructure projects to make our natural assets more accessible. The minister at the time spoke about the need for improved lighting and water infrastructure, better waste management, and more marinas. Queen Square's Godwin Haylock says an audit is needed.
But since the inaugural fanfare, there has been zero transparency pertaining to the bond. No report, no audit, no breakdown of how this massive sum of public funds is being spent. From my best reports, the minister have been gallivanting around the world, stopping in England to watch the game, sponsoring football teams for the Mondalito, and of course, spraying on his political ambitions. He was dishing out political donations during the last elections. I'm sure me and the member for Albert knows about it. The opposition demands a forensic audit to detail the precise spending of the bond. How much has been spent? And who all have benefited from this bond? At this stage, all I can do is speculate, because a school is being opened, an apartment is being constructed, road is being concreted in Punta Gorda. Belizeans have a right to know who in the Ministry of Tourism knows about building roads. Did they go through the MIDH? I'm sure the member for Cayo South could confirm this. One thing, not even the PM can spend $54 million of government funding without first taking it to this honorable house. So then, if this bond does not fall under the Finance and Audit Reform Act, you know what that means. The opposition is not in disagreement to some of the social programs being financed by this bond, but rather the process for transparency and accountability for government funds may not be in place. As such, the opposition demands a forensic audit to detail the precise spending of the bond, how much has been spent, who all benefit from it.
After the break, Minister asks Lemark to intervene with Chinese Association to ease prices. Stay tuned.
Smart is bringing the heat to the National Agriculture and Trade Show 2025 on Saturday, May 31st and Sunday, June 1st. Visit our booth for hot deals. Get phones for as low as $25, double and triple your credit. Get a free SIM, phone credit, and social media data, and 100% off your postpaid plan. Plus, enjoy even more amazing deals. Conditions apply. Don't miss out on exciting giveaways. You can win a 42-inch TV, a phone, or up to $1,000 in cash. Join us as we cultivate connectivity at AgRic 2025. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Atlantic Online. In this step-by-step video, we will show you how to unlock your user. Click Unlock User on the personal login page. Enter your username, then click Send OTP. You will receive a 6-digit one-time password OTP via email and SMS. The OTP is valid for 5 minutes. Do not share this OTP with anyone. Enter the OTP, then click Unlock. If you did not receive the OTP, click Resend OTP. And if you still do not receive the OTP, please visit your nearest branch. Your account has now been unlocked successfully, and you can now log in. For more step-by-step videos, view our Atlantic Online playlist on YouTube to learn how to perform your banking transactions. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Earn B-Bucks and get a chance to win a $10,000 home vacation with Benny's. Quality and savings.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
The National Agriculture and Trade Show takes place Friday, May 30, Saturday, May 31, and Sunday, June 1st at the Showgrounds in Belmopan. With this year's theme, Integrating Sustainable Food Systems, Mitigating Climate Change, Strengthening Agricultural Resilience. Join Creme Radio and XTV Sunday, June 1st for live coverage of this year's trade show as we feature all that there is to offer. The sights, the sounds, the people, the goods and services. Get it live on Creme Radio 96.5, 101.1 and 91.1 and on the Creme Radio Belize BHNI app. On XTV, the XTV Belize YouTube and Facebook pages, and the XTV Belize BHNI app. This weekend, it's all happening at this year's National Agriculture and Trade Show 2025. Get it live on Creme Radio and XTV.
If you're hungry and crying, hold your land and reap your corn.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic, the matter of inflation has taken center stage like never before, fueled by skyrocketing prices at grocery stores and price gouging. In Belize, a majority of stores are owned by Asian business people. For the first time, a National Assembly member of Chinese descent, Lee Mark Chang, holds office. Minister Julius Espat, who made his budget contribution after Chang zeroed in on his membership in the Chinese Association. In fact, Chang was once president of the group. Espat urged the Mesopotamia area representative to leverage his influence in the Chinese community to help ease retail prices for the public.
As you're a part of government too, never forget that. If you want to help us as government to reduce the cost of living, then I think the honorable members of the Chinese Association need to sit with us, because we as government can do our part. We can put in subsidies, we can do whatever, but we need the Chinese Association, who monopolizes the grocery and the restaurant industry, to help us to reduce the cost by reducing their profits. Now, I'm just giving a recommendation. If you are a part of government, you are a part of this powerful association, you have influence. We will do our part. I'm asking if you are willing to do your part with your colleagues to see how we can reduce the cost of living. It's a genuine proposal.
In police news, the body of a U.S. national was found wrapped in a sheet on the floor of a residence on the Placencia Road on Thursday night, just before 10. The man has been identified as 64-year-old Fred Mason Hoffman. He was last seen alive earlier that same day. The police have said no signs of foul play were observed on the body. In health news, the Ministry of Health has informed that to date, 22 cases of measles have been detected in Belize. Of those, 9 are laboratory confirmed and 13 have been epidemiologically linked through exposure to the same person. So far, the ministry has tested 69 people who were experiencing fever and presented with a rash. Results have been received for 66 persons. The ministry continues to emphasize the safety and effectiveness of the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine to protect individuals from measles. It also emphasizes that children under 5 years and young people are at a higher risk of developing complications from measles. Belize's first confirmed cases were 2 imported cases confirmed on April 12. By April 28, there were 5 additional cases. And a roundtable discussion was held in Belmopan on Thursday, hosted by the STEM U Foundation in partnership with Capstone Civil Group, St. Ignatius High School, and the Belmopan City Council. The focus was on improving Belize's building codes. Jairus Mitchell, the founder of STEM U, shared more on the discussions and some of the goals.
So the purpose of this meeting is to bring subject matter experts into Belize from the U.S. STEM Foundation, our platform is just that. We bring subject matter experts from developed countries to provide solutions and advice in regards to areas of agriculture, engineering, healthcare, and IT. This engineering initiative will help spark the conversation on how the newly adopted Belize Building Code will be enforced, how it will be implemented, and using the International Code Council model that the Belize Building Code is built from. We will use the model from the U.S. To discuss with the government, with the local towns and council, and as well as contractors.
So what does the new building code speak to? What are some of the areas of change we can expect to see?
Well, some of these changes, I wouldn't necessarily call them changes, I would just call them improvements. And it will be around construction materials, it will be around construction design, it will be around the craftsmanship of how buildings are built. Okay, and what you should expect is an improvement in quality of materials, craftsmanship, and design.
And who are some of the representation we have attending this roundtable today?
We have the Minister of Infrastructure, a representative from his ministry. We have the CBA. I believe we have some engineering firms as well. We have Capstone Engineering from the U.S. and STEM U Foundation. Oh, also, I'm sorry, and also we have students from St. Ignatius. The STEM studies group there at St. Ignatius is also in attendance.
Mitchell also spoke more on the STEM U Foundation and how it can benefit Belizeans.
So STEM U was founded in 2023 in the U.S. and we started STEM U Foundation as a way of helping students pay for tuition in the U.S. And so when we decided to come to Belize, we realized that it was an opportunity to help improve vocational training and vocational education in such a way where your typical vocations, carpentry, electricity, welding, plumbing, these studies can be improved via technology. And so hence we started the welding and NDT program at St. Ignatius High School, a pilot program wherein we invested quite a bit of resources in a program that taught students how to weld at a technical level, wherein they can weld in power processing plants, structural engineering applications, even shipbuilding. These are different industries where welding is critical, but at a technical level. So STEM U Foundation, we focus on engineering, we focus on agriculture, healthcare, and IT. Recently, we brought a microbiologist and a geneticist from the U.S. and toured the country to discuss, the fears, what is GMO and what is not GMO, right? Just to give people information, just to give them, to dispel fear and give them more information to make better decisions, but also educate them on different ways of planning and things of that nature. So that's STEMU Foundation in June.
And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. To repeat, can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend.